Provocations, or wherever you may be. It's Wednesday at 4, so we must be Baldy and the Blonde, last time I checked.
Last time I checked, you're Tom and I'm Michelle.
Yeah, Tom Coates and Michelle Godin together, Baldy and the Blonde, here every Wednesday at 4. And you can catch our old shows at baldyandtheblonde.com. Commercial free.
That's correctamundo. And I was just thinking it would be very unfortunate if we had to go to the hospital today.
Boy, howdy. You got
think?
that right. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't wear your MAGA hat to the hospital.
Yeah, there's some unhinged medical personnel out there that have gone viral on the internet for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
These people are nuts. Wait till you hear what they posted, what they voluntarily posted, and these are not hot mics that they got caught on. These are posts that they made. They went out of their way to make these posts.
Yes, they did.
And talking about basically what they can do. Well, actually not what they can do, but advice they're giving.
That's right.
To how to harm and injure ICE and MAGA people.
That's it.
So why don't we just
I guess that's our show today. Psycho nurses.
Well, it's part of the
protests and provocations.
There you go.
I like that.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. What happened to my computer? Okay. Kobe, you ready? We're going to just start out with this first one. This is unhinged nurse number 1. She's a labor and delivery nurse. I don't know where. I forget. I had it in some note. I don't have it in front of me. But she is wishing a severe medical emergency on Carolyn Levitt, and she is a healthcare provider.
Right. And in case anyone doesn't know, Carolyn Levitt is the press secretary for President Trump.
All right, here we go.
As a labor and delivery nurse, it gives me great joy to wish Caroline Levitt a 4th-degree tear. I hope that you rip from bow to stern and never normally again, you cunt.
Mm-hmm. As you can tell, I had to seriously edit that, or we'd be off the air.
Yes, we
immediately.
Would. So Carolyn Levitt is pregnant and works for President Trump, and let's just say didn't inspire any love in this lefty.
She wishes a 4th-degree tear on her. She is a medical provider.
Which I'm guessing a 4th degree goes from, as she said, burn to
bow to stern.
Bow to stern, and you would never be able to use the toilet facilities normally again. I mean, nice.
She's a medical professional. She's out of her mind.
And listen, they're out there.
Yeah, they are out there, and they smile at you. What's the Shakespeare line? You can smile, and be a villain. Well, there you go. In fact, I watched the video of her. She's smiling the whole time.
She really is, and she looks, kind of pretty, like a kind of normal person.
Well, only with makeup. Yeah, I've seen the before and after.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have another unhinged nurse who's, believe it or not, hers is much, much worse.
It is.
Much worse.
Because psycho nurse number 1 is focused on Carolyn Levitt.
On one person.
Yes, this one is focused on the rest of the world who is not in her political camp.
Now she is...
Understand that this is about, she disagrees with you politically.
That's all it is. Yeah. I mean... What? Now, this next one, she's a nurse at Virginia Commonwealth University, and I don't want to spoil the punchline, but I'll just tell you right up front, she is an ex-nurse at Virginia Commonwealth University because she's already been fired.
Yes.
And is under investigation by VCU police. I mean, because... That's how bad her post was. Because you're going to hear her say that she's giving advice to people. Again, the other one just talked about a wish she had on someone.
Yeah.
This nurse is telling people what they can do to injure ICE agents. And one of them is inject them with something that I can't pronounce and I won't try, but she's going to say it under her breath.
And it has severe consequences.
It's described as an anesthetic that causes rapid, short-acting muscle paralysis. And she's giving advice to get a hypodermic needle and inject ICE agents with that. She talks about spraying them with...
Don't give it away.
Okay. Yeah. With things that are toxic.
Let's let her talk for her demonic
self. Yeah, she'll talk for her own self. But she... Fortunately, VCU has some sanity running there, and she's been fired and is being investigated by VCU police. And I think her post was just yesterday.
Yeah,
and
she's already...
And it was libs of TikTok that outed her.
Great follow. That's a great
Yes, so there's hope for sane people. All right, here is this nurse here. I think her name's Monica.
Sabotage tactic, or at least scare tactic. All the medical providers, grab some syringes with needles on the end. Have them full of saline or succinylcholine,
Whatever. She's being so
Whatever.
innocent. But any nurse who hears that is going to know what it is that she said.
She knows that
she
she
knows what she's
has an
done.
audience
Oh, yeah.
that is going to know what she's talking
Yeah,
about.
all
And
right.
she is clearly like telling you how to hurt patients.
Sure, paralyze them temporarily.
How does that work out with the Hippocratic Oath?
It's kind of
I don't think they
opposite
take
of
it
it.
anymore.
All right, let's keep going.
Anybody got any poison ivy, poison oak in their yard? Get some of that up with gloves, obviously. Get it in some water. Get the poison ivy oak water, and I'm going to put it into a water gun. Aim for faces.
Aim for put it in a water gun. Aim for faces. You don't think you're going to get shot dead? You don't think there's a chance that you're going to get shot if you pull out a water gun?
She's thinking of doing that while patients are like under anesthesia. Who knows what she's thinking?
She's talking about doing this to ICE agents. That's what all this is about.
Oh, okay.
All of this is about ICE agents.
Yeah, okay.
Her entire post. The first
But she's
one,
a nurse, right?
But she's a nurse.
Yeah, okay.
And the first one was about injecting them with this paralyzing drug.
So I was thinking they ICE agents who were patients.
No, taking them out into the field.
Okay.
Yes.
This is
That's what she's talking about.
Heck of a broad.
She's telling people to take a water gun to a ICE protest. You think that you think you're not going to get shot?
Well, you see, that is, I mean, we're going to get into that a little more, but that is part of the problem, is that these people think they're trained and that they can do anything without risking being shot.
Now, obviously,
and even
they're
if
wrong.
the shot, in retrospect, maybe, was hasty or something.
Yeah, even
it doesn't
if it's
matter.
a bad
You're
shooting,
dead.
you're still
dead.
shot.
You're still dead.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Are the single ladies where these ICE guys are going?
Oh, let me back up. She's now giving advice to single ladies to meet ICE agents online and then drug them.
Pay attention,
Have a chance to do
fellas.
something, not without risk, but could help the cause for sure. Get on Tinder, get on Hinge, find these guys. They're
Get on Tinder, get on Hinge, find these guys. And now what do you do when you find them?
an ICE agent, bring some X-Lax and put it in their drinks. Get them sick. Just enough to incapacitate them, get them off the street for the next day.
Poison them with X-Lax, get them off the street so they can't go to work the next day. That's a crime on how many levels that she's just telling people to do.
And listen, no matter the fact that she's been fired or whatever, which you'll get to, I don't know.
Who knows who's going to act on what she's saying?
Well, that's the problem. Is
Right?
That, she's
Okay.
got an audience.
Here we go.
Somebody's not going to be supporting these guys. Where's the hotel?
Okay, so now she's going to tell people who at the hotels where these people stay at what they can do.
Yep.
Where they eat? Who makes the breakfast? Let's find them.
Okay, people who make their breakfast. Let's find them and convince those people to somehow poison or drug or make the ICE agents sick.
She's
Let's
recruiting.
make their lives miserable. I know we're already trying to keep them awake all night. Anything you can do to make the living conditions bad. Talk to the people who work at the places where they are. Dead fish, somewhere in the room hidden. Stay toxic.
Stay
Hear her
toxic.
Stay toxic.
So she's looking to reach out also to hotel workers where the ICE people are seen. She already said trying to keep them up all night.
Yep.
That's the nonsense of the drums and the screaming
And the
whistles.
yeah. So she's reaching out to the to
obnoxious.
hotel and restaurant workers to mess with these guys' food, mess with their rooms, dead fish in the rooms. She's talking about squirting water with poison oak, poison ivy into their eyes with a water pistol.
You might could
at a
go blind
protest.
from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I have seen people have
And-
terrible poison ivy on their face, and it's
right.
bad.
And she specifically says aim for faces. If you live through, even if you can get off a shot with
Well, that's
your
true.
water gun. And then what was the other? Oh, injecting them with this drug that'll paralyze them for several minutes.
Jeez.
These people are sick. Now, again, she's been fired today, not arrested, but is under investigation. But again, the point we raised earlier was maybe she's no longer going to be able to give this sort of advice. But who knows who's doing what today as we speak.
That's right.
Because she's given some people some ideas that they didn't otherwise have. And who might get killed because they bring a water pistol to a protest?
Yeah, I've seen water pistols that look like real guns.
Sure.
So.
And even if they don't have to. You pull something like that quickly, cops don't have time to study that you've got a water pistol.
And the cops in the Minneapolis situation have been under immense pressure from the public. Welcome back to Baldy and the Blonde. I'm Michelle Godin here with Tom Coates every Wednesday at 4 and available all the time on baldyandtheblonde.com, where all of our shows are archived without commercials. You can probably play it at 2 and get a great lanyap of Liberty events because we listen and you don't have to. So anyway, baldyandtheblonde.com, a lanyap of Liberty.
You just made that up?
I did. I like it. I think it's cute.
By lanyap,
tyranny tirade.
You mean that we listen to what others are saying, we read what others are saying, and then we compile it all, put our spin on it, and a little cherry on top.
That's it.
I guess I see what you're saying.
Yeah. There was once a time in New Orleans where you'd go to the grocery and you'd be checking out, and the grocer would say, give you like an extra, let's say, satsuma, and say, it's lanyap. Yeah,
now, any listener in New Orleans knows what we mean. But we do actually have listeners. We hear from listeners from all over the place.
Yeah.
And they may not know the word lanyap. It basically means a little something extra.
A little something extra.
Like the 13th donut in a baker's dozen.
That's
basically.
it. There you go. That's a little lanyap.
We offer a little lanyap.
That's it.
You can listen to the other guys, but if you don't listen to us, you won't get that little something extra.
You won't get the little lanyap. Anyway, we've been discussing, we finished with the psycho nurses, sort of. And that's shocking. And then now we are off to the protest and provocations part of the show.
Wait, you know what? Let me back up 1 second.
Yeah.
Had that last one come from just anybody, it would have been horrific.
Yeah.
It came from a healthcare provider.
Yeah, it's
meaning, I mean, if you go to an ER and you got a MAGA hat on,
better not.
Yeah, who knows? No, and I'm serious. You don't know what might happen.
They might kill you.
You might get a nut who knows that by just delaying care 20 seconds and nobody notices that
you're
you
dead.
could be seriously injured or killed, and don't think they won't do it. You think this psycho wouldn't have that in mind?
She absolutely would.
Absolutely.
She would kill you. And then I was listening to James O'Keefe, the intrepid undercover reporter. He is awesome.
Yeah,
and he was in Minneapolis, and he felt like his life was in danger.
Did you see the text he got?
I didn't see the text. I heard him.
Oh no! I saw the video with him showing the text.
Okay,
and
I was listening. Yeah, I didn't look.
Oh yeah, and well, you know what? We have a clip that summarizes it.
Okay,
but it basically threatened his life, basically saying, "You have 1 hour to get out of town, or you will be killed."
That's
straight up.
And he was
a text
shook
to his phone.
He was shook
from a number he didn't know that they had his number.
And he wasn't in his own car. He was in a rental car.
Correct. And they knew his license plate.
These people in Minneapolis are organized, and we're going to get into that. They are an organized communist army operating against the United States' valid laws, whether you like them or not. Too bad. Immigration laws have been on the books forever, and until very recently, they were enforced by Democrats too. And I'm not playing that every week, but they all used to be for deportation. And guess, by the way, Tom, who was Obama's head of ICE?
Okay, so you're my source for this, so I hope you're right.
I'm totally right.
But according to you, it's Tom Homan.
It's Tom Homan.
I had no idea until you told me that.
Who does Tom Homan work for now?
Well, he's supposed to. I hope he's working for us. He's in the Trump
head.
administration.
Yeah, he's the head of ICE.
I hope he's. Well, he seems to be the real deal.
The lefties don't like him, but he is actually.
But he was. Apparently Obama's guy.
And not just that, but Obama, you can look it up. There's pictures of him getting an award, Obama, hanging some medal around his neck. I mean...
I don't know how I didn't know that till you told me.
Because the left doesn't report the news, and they own the news. So.
Okay, so what you were saying is
a
perfect segue into sound clip number 4.
Let's roll with that, please.
And it's basically talking about how what's going on in Minneapolis is very well organized and well funded.
Wait, before you play it, I just want to say, and O'Keefe said, when you listen to this, that... we are not as committed to the cause of liberty as the communists are to our destruction. And he says, "I've been up there with these people, and you must take them seriously. They want to kill you."
Well, okay, here's the thing. He's
shook.
But he is wrong about that.
I think
we are as committed to the cause because historically, both sides, well, there's more than two sides, but generally speaking, we'll talk about these two sides. Both sides have shown a willingness to fight to the death. Now, the difference is typically liberty lovers are doing it in defense of freedom.
Right.
Like, I just want to be left alone. And if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to react to your violence.
That's it. But we're not out there picking fights.
No, I just want to be left alone. And
if they wanted to have their own communist universe, go for it. Pick the part of the country you want. I will move to the other part.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Not that they're going to want Louisiana. I think we know where they are.
All right, so Sound clip number 4. Okay, so this is a guy, he goes by the handle DC Drano. I've read his stuff for years, but I never really knew who he was.
He's a lawyer.
His name is Rogan O'Handley. He's now a political activist and commentator and a former entertainment lawyer. All right, so let's play this.
This is domestic terrorism, and it's operating as a low-intensity insurgency. There's always these people blowing the whistles wherever ICE is, and they have different undercover vehicles. They try and keep a low profile, and for some reason they keep getting spotted. But James O'Keefe was just up there in Minneapolis and had his life directly threatened. He got a text from a number said, "We know you're in X car with this license plate from Florida. If you don't leave within an hour, you're dead." That is not only terrorism, but it's showcasing that they have access to license plate identification. They have access to people's cell phones. They have operatives within the police departments or the state government that are providing them with this private secure data. And that shows that this is a top-down insurgency operation. And we saw yesterday, it was all over X, showed the signal chats. You've got 1,000 people in these chats every day. They have organized emojis to mean certain symbols. They have protocols. They have training manuals. And then they also have financing documents. There's actually foreign funding from Canada. This has foreign funding. This has state-level involvement. The lieutenant governor was found in there. Multiple state representatives and city councilors were found in those signal chats. That is sedition. If this stuff is leading to violence, to people's deaths, that's insurrection, that's sedition, that's felony murder, that's conspiracy. There is a whole host of charges that members of Tim Walz's staff and campaign staff are involved with. And it is no surprise that they're doing this once their fraud machine was found. It's a pure diversion play.
Wow. That's strong.
So,
and he's a lawyer. He's not going to say things like that.
Right. Now,
like me.
It's not.
I just wouldn't.
Yeah, you're an officer of the court.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like, I mean, after all, no healthcare nurse would ever suggest.
Right.
So I suppose lawyers are capable.
There's a few.
Well, there are some.
No, they have an army of lawyers.
Well,
on
and these
their
guys,
side.
yes, these guys do have an army of lawyers on their side. But these are not just people getting up in the morning and going to protest.
Right.
As you just heard, this is extremely well funded, well organized, and on the inside.
And they're not just protesting. They are actively obstructing.
Yeah, right. Not protesting. That's a good point.
And protest is like, I'm out in the streets holding my signs.
And that's not what's going on here.
No, absolutely. This is a organized, well-funded, trained militia. I mean, they have help from the government.
Well,
so,
sure, they have insiders.
I mean,
how
is that not a civil war?
They got James O'Keefe's cell number.
Yep.
They knew the car he was driving. They knew where he was. And they told him straight up. I saw his text. I forget exactly what it said. But essentially, it was, you have 1 hour to get out or you're dead.
Sounds like regular protesters, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Boy.
I mean, in New Orleans, we had regular protests, normal people. I don't agree with them, but of course it's their right to protest. But this is not what this is.
Baldy and The Blonde are back. I'm Tom Coates with the great blonde Michelle Godin. Today we're talking about, what did we have? Psychotic nurses and protests and And wait, what was the other one?
Provocations.
Oh, yeah. I got to mind my P's better. Sorry about that.
Ba-da-dum.
All right. No, I seriously, I knew you had 3 P's going on, but I
Yeah.
can't keep track
Well,
of your
I
nonsense.
try to, make
right.
it snappy.
Okay, wait. So
So I came across this post from a former state senator in Louisiana,
okay.
A.G. Crow. And I thought it was just kind of him,
I remember
right?
him. Yeah.
We know him from many, I would say, issues of liberty, that his son was involved in a group that we were with, Ron Paul, many years ago. We were both Ron Paul supporters. No surprise there. Anyway, I don't know if Senator Crow was, but his son was. So I follow him on Facebook, so here it is. Media attention remains focused on the outcome rather than the causes of the ongoing situation in Minnesota. Minnesota's leadership ignored judge-signed removal orders and directed state and local police not to cooperate. That decision forced federal intervention, increased disorder, and created unnecessary danger for the public and law enforcement. The results have been chaotic, and so far 2 people have died. When transfers happen in jails or courthouses, they're peaceful, and proof of this chaos is avoidable. It's not that complicated. That's
so
great little summary.
It is. It's very well written summary and very simple, and it really comes down. I've been saying this sort of thing a long time. Is when you light a fuse,
Yep.
right? I mean, it's going to go off at some point, and the left would argue, okay, the ICE is lighting their fuse by coming here, whatever. And the ICE would argue, well, you've lit the fuse by showing up and getting in our way and protesting and all this. The point is, you never know where it's going to go, how serious it can get. And it's ended in 2 deaths by people, in my mind, honestly, these are 2 people who are victims of years of brainwashing.
I think so.
And they're dead now.
Yeah, because they were told, I doubt that they were told the risk they were taking by their training classes.
Yeah, right.
Which I'd love to see those classes for those people. The people who facilitated the training, because, I mean, in law, we sue all the time on the basis of improper training. And I believe these people think that they are safe to take on police.
Yeah, no, right.
Are you crazy?
Right.
Like blocking police?
Right,
That's
like
a crime.
the first
Touching
woman,
them.
just blocking. Like, all I'm doing, I'm just going to sit in my car and block them, and I'll be fine.
And you're not. And this, let me just be real clear. I have sued police before for brutality and won. So I know what I'm talking about. I've, spent hours I took Sheriff Harry Lee's deposition. How about that? Not that he did anything wrong, but one of his deputies did. And, I've had experts on these cases. These situations are volatile. And do you want to be right or do you want to live? Okay, so my advice to people is, if you're in a situation with police, whether it's a traffic ticket or you're witnessing an arrest or anything, do not do anything to cause yourself to risk bodily harm or death. Live to tell about it. Take it up in a courtroom later if you think something went wrong. But to get in the face of police in the middle of a heated provocation of some sort that you're not involved in is just asking to be killed. Especially if you have a gun, which you have every right to have.
That's right.
That's not the point.
Well, you're not asking to be killed if you get in their face. The thing is, but it could happen. He did. He put hands on him, but it's and his putting hands on him appeared to be a reaction to the other woman being pushed. The point is, you just don't know where things are going, and you could be dead in 2 seconds.
Just like
that's what happened. And maybe it will be shown to be an unjust bad shooting. That's true, but that doesn't bring him back to life.
No, and let me be clear about this. An unjust bad shooting, I wouldn't go that far. I would say it could be that if you study it frame by frame, as of course the left-wing media is trying to do, it's almost what we would call in football, and no pun intended, but it's a bang bang. It's a quick thing that the ref makes the call right away. Well, that's how police are trained, and they're not always right. So with hindsight, a frame by frame analysis may show something that some expert would say the police acted incorrectly, but that does not bring him back. It doesn't bring people back, and so it's just best not to get in that kind of situation. And I feel that these highly trained, so-called, quote-unquote, protesters and insurrectionists, really, in Minneapolis are risking their lives, and they're being told that what they've been trained to do is going to protect them, and it's not. Obviously. Two dead people, you know, so.
And again, I really think that those people are the victims of years of brainwashing.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's a real shame.
And you have the media is insane. I mean, they just act like, you know, they act like the life is in slow motion, and that, you know, it's
right. There's no replay.
It's instant replay in NFL time.
Yeah,
it's just not life.
Right.
So,
all right. So we have actually some other pretty good clips I want to get to.
Let's hit them.
Let's see. Wait, what's the next one? I need you to set up the next one. You sent it to me this morning, but I forget who you said it was. Didn't you say that this was number 3?
Okay, yeah. Number 3 is I never did get the guy's name exactly, but he's talking to a conference at the White House. The president's there.
Oh, I didn't know all that.
Yeah, it's a big room. It's called Riot Inc. If you want to look it up on YouTube, Riot Inc.
And this is just the last few days?
No, it's actually 3 months ago, which makes it even more interesting. Okay. And he's the partner of Peter Schweitzer, who's written a bunch of expose books and has a new one right now. And we're going to actually hear from him later. But anyway, so this is, I'll just let the clip speak for itself.
We followed the money, and we followed it to the top of what we call the protest industrial complex, Riot Inc., and we found a network of NGOs. It's not just the Soros Network, the Open Society Network, it's other funding networks, the Arabella Funding Network, the Tides Funding Network, Neville Roy Singham and his network, Foreign Cash, and it's also big left-wing funders. Some of them are not citizens of this country. Mr. Hans-Jörg Wyss of Switzerland. They're pouring money into this entire ecosystem. And so I want to share 3 money facts with you about what we call Riot Inc. Number 1, like any corporation, Riot Inc. has many divisions. It doesn't just have the Antifa boots on the ground division. It has PR divisions. It has marketing divisions. It has a very well-funded legal division to get these boots on the ground back on the streets as quickly as possible. Number 2, we have identified dozens of radical organizations that have received more than $100 million from the Riot Inc. investors. And then 3, I think the most shocking thing is that we have found that more than $100 million in U.S. taxpayer funding has flowed into these funding networks.
Now,
it's incredible. We're paying for it.
Yes, and here's how they do it. The reason I cut it off is he went on. It took him 3 minutes to say the next thing, so I'll just summarize it. It was the way that they get the money from the likes of you and me.
We are paying for leftist protests. It's really offensive.
He says they don't even have to have like a tax ID number or even be a formal corporation because they get it through crowdfunding. The money can go from the taxpayer to some NGO or whatever, and then from there to some crowdfunding.
What does that mean? What do you mean?
Meaning, you know, like, I forget the names of them. You know what I mean.
Like GoFundMe and those kind of things?
Yeah. So they don't even have to be a formal organization with a EIN or TIN tax number or whatever. They can just, they've been getting it through, getting our money through crowdfunding.
So the NGO gets tax dollars, and then they donate to these ridiculous...
They give it to whoever.
Through these GoFundMe things.
Well, that's part of it, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm just so over it. Y'all, this is a good place to interject this. So we know that hundreds of millions of dollars went to bring illegals here through Catholic Charities and all these other, so-called NGOs. We know that $2.9 trillion went missing from the Pentagon the day before 9/11, and on 9/11 the records were destroyed. Oh yes, of course.
2.3 trillion.
Yes,
just to
and
make sure we're right.
Thank you. And then in Minneapolis, we're told between 9 and 90 billion are missing for the Somali ripoffs. In California, I don't know, 50 million or something for the homeless is missing.
The total in California,
I didn't mean billion.
76 billion is and counting is the total in California right now, I think.
And then there's the train, that's billions and billions of dollars, and not one track has been laid in California. Is that like 47 billion?
No, well, that was part of the 76 billion I just said.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start a tally. And y'all please go to Baldy and The Blonde. We just got a Facebook page. It's called I mean, mostly you just see me posting the shows because, we're lawyers, we're disorganized. But anyway, it's Baldy and the Blonde show. And we want to keep track, a running tally of all of the ripoffs, okay? And then we're going to add it up because guess what? I do not believe this. This country is flourishing. We should have streets paved with gold, and instead we are being stolen from.
Well, you can't,
right and left.
You can't get to $39 trillion
in debt.
Of debt without massive, massive amounts of waste, fraud, and abuse.
They are robbing us blind.
And have
Ilhan Omar's
for
now
decades.
$30 million. A few years ago, she was minus 6,000. All right. So, and she has a wine company that doesn't exist.
Welcome back to the Baldy and the Blonde show. I'm Tom Coates with Michelle Godin. We're talking about all the craziness that's going on up in Minneapolis. Yeah. And
title of the show: Psychotic Nurses Protest and Provocations.
Oh, you just titled it, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess that's it. Write that down.
That's it. It's in Facebook. So
all right. So
it's done.
How about we've heard from a lot of different types of people today.
Yeah.
How about we hear from an ICE agent who's on the ground?
That's a good idea.
So here he is talking to. He rolls up in a car and he talks to a couple of protesters.
Yeah, purple-haired and pink-haired. I'm sure.
Who claim to be press, but they're probably. But that's okay. There's plenty of people on the right who are independent press.
Yeah.
They say they're not protesting. They're just press. But anyway, here's what he has to say.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're pressed. No, we're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting.
That's who you guys are protecting.
Yep. Isn't that nice? I mean, we have hundreds, maybe thousands of especially a lot of young women killed by illegal aliens, lots of drunk driving, but lots of just horrible murders that we've covered. A lady set on fire alive. I mean, I don't care if you're perfect. You don't get to jump the line. Get out. We will give you $2,600 and a plane ticket home, and you can come back and apply legally instead of jumping the line. Get out.
All right. Next, we have someone very important to hear from.
Yes.
We've been hearing from different types.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to hear from Pam Bondi because so many people get frustrated with lack of action.
Yes.
But Pam Bondi, is on it. Let's listen to what she is doing and has already done. So don't accuse her of inaction, because she's already on the case. Let's hear what she's done already.
I feel a recurring theme
with Tim Walz. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Rape, homicide, manslaughter. That's who they're trying to protect in Minnesota. I do not understand these people. We sent Governor Walz a very strong letter today.
Very strong letter, not just a letter, and not just a strong letter. You heard that?
Ooh.
A very strong letter. Let's keep it going.
We had been working on this letter. We got it out saying that he better support President Trump.
You better, young man. You better. Or else. Let's hear what the or else is, if she has one. Hang on.
He better support the men and women in law enforcement, because if he doesn't, we are. And that's...
If you don't support them, I will. Did you hear me? If you do not support them,
you better.
I will.
That's what we're doing right now.
Were there any consequences in this letter?
Finally, a follow-up question by a reporter.
Right.
Were there any consequences in this letter? Let's see what the consequences are.
Well, we'll see. This is fluid. Let's see how Governor...
Well, not really.
Walz responds. Let's see what he does based on this, based on what's happening right now.
It's
but
fluid.
This administration is going to support the citizens. We're going to support our great men and women in law enforcement.
Oh, please, lady.
So here's the thing. I read a lot of articles on Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge is an excellent
it is.
website.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
But I'll read like the first paragraph and then go right to comments. I rarely read past the
comments
first paragraph.
Comments are great.
The comments are awesome. And in there's a running joke that, whenever there's a news story about some bureaucrat or whatever who's done something really wrong, it's like, oh, They're going to get a really sternly worded letter.
Strongly worded letter.
No, it's sternly worded letter. That's the joke. And now here's Baldy.
I mean, it's almost like
we wrote a very strong letter. You better support him, or we will. That's literally what she said.
It's crazy. It does no threat
and
at all.
Were there any consequences?
Well, it's fluid.
We'll see. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, it's
pathetic. And you wonder why this stuff goes on. It's because the enemy is alive and well in Washington, D.C.
Pathetic.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
They are obviously well implanted in the government locally in Minneapolis, perhaps these are just my opinions, I don't have any direct evidence of that, but in Minneapolis, probably in Minnesota itself, and I don't know how much more evidence we need that the enemy is within in D.C., but come on, man.
Come on, man. And you know by now with pathetic losers in the Congress, we should be calling Scalise and loser Livingston every single day.
And to what end? Like, what would happen?
Nothing. We'll probably get arrested.
And, think about this.
They suck.
When we were kids, like, say in the 70s, there's a lot of movies whose theme was, if only this investigator or reporter can get this information, whatever it is, to his senator or to the press, like, it'll all just blow up. It's laughable now.
Everybody knows.
Laughable. Oh, he told his senator. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And what is
they're all in on it.
All these senators, the most they do is bark at these hearings and then get a job at Fox one day.
That's it.
But they don't ever do anything.
Jim Jordan
to
shirt
help
sleeves
us.
at work. We were going to write a stern letter.
Let me tell you something. That letter is going to be very strong. I mean it. And you better support us or we will write another letter.
Bill Clinton and Hillary, they had subpoenas to show up in Congress. They did not show. So just to remind everyone.
But it was a sternly worded subpoena.
Sternly worded when Peter Navarro and especially Steve Bannon, who had a very strong legal case not to talk because he was covered by executive privilege, which the president's aides are covered by. Of course, he lost because when you challenge anything, you're in D.C., land district of criminals, so forget it. And he did 7 months in jail, and Navarro did 4, or vice versa. But
you didn't hear you didn't see the newsflash?
No.
Clinton's got arrested. They're already in jail.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, they're already locked up.
Yeah.
You didn't hear?
Same with Brennan, right? For the 5,000 crimes he's committed.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they're all locked up.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nothing.
Newsflash.
Sternly worded letter?
No, that was a wrong report. I read it wrong.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, they're not actually.
Yeah, they're not.
But maybe that subpoena wasn't written sternly enough.
That's probably it.
Pam Bondi needs to.
Isn't she doing a great job? How many people have been arrested? None.
I mean,
you can't count the nonsense with what you call it?
And who know what?
Comey, because they purposely mishandled that case.
And what is the answer to all this stuff? Is it vote the right people in? Like, really?
What difference does it make?
Like decades and decades and decades of attempts at that?
It's just ridiculous.
The only answer is you have to have the right person, the right personnel in the DOJ, like who has integrity and goes after the people who've broken the law.
That's the reason.
And that's just not what we have.
That's why Matt Gaetz. That's why they fought so hard to get him. He would have. People would be doing time. The cases would be tried, convicted, and done.
I like to think so, but Lucy pulls the football away 100% of the time.
Yes, she does.
And maybe she wouldn't have pulled it away if Matt Gaetz was the kicker, but who knows? He seemed to be the real deal. Bondi is absolutely a fraud. With her and her sternly. Oh no, very strong. Very strong letter. She's literally using the punchline to a joke that we've been using for years.
It's so true. Whenever the fact that Republicans for years and anyone who wants accountability for the sins that have been visited on the American people and who voted for Trump Not because, as the left says, we love him and he's our idol. No. It's because we hate what you did in this country. We hate what the left has done to destroy the cause of liberty.
And continue to do constantly.
And we did it because we want to save the country. And so in order to do so, there must be accountability, and there is none.
No, there's a reward.
And let me tell you, there's going to be a bloodbath in the midterms because people...
You mean metaphorically?
Of course I mean metaphorically, but you're right. You're right.
You have to say that.
You do, and that's exactly what's wrong with this country. Anyway, we are Baldy and the Blonde. We will be back cheerfully next week.